Thank you, Wit. Thank you, Mappa. It's been several months now that Attack on Titan has concluded, well, in anime format at least, and I just haven't been able to get over saying goodbye to this absolute titan of a show. Especially as I, like many others, have watched it whilst it was airing throughout the past 10 years or so. I thought I would put this video out as a sense of closure and a way to show my appreciation to all the amazing talent that's worked insanely hard to bring this crazy, all-timer, Hall of Famer story to life. When Season 1 dropped, it was obvious to see how much of a juggernaut and phenom Attack on Titan would become and would become globally. I mean, even the bastions of pop culture, the Fine Brothers, with their React series, had videos of people reacting to it.
It's like the new Pokemon.
What did she say?
And even though the wait between seasons felt like an eternity, heck, I watched Season 1, started and finished college, had 2 jobs, went to university, dropped out, had another 2 jobs, and still Season 2 hadn't come out yet. And then Season 3 was released across a further 2 years. Attack on Titan, more like Attack on Time. Am I right? I did not expect nor envision it to be something I would still obsess over to this day, and that is a testament to the talent on hand, which in most cases was the same across the 2 studios. The direction by Tetsuro Araki and Masashi Koizuka is phenomenal. They didn't follow the exact beats of the manga and took some things into their own hands, most notably Eren's Berserk Titan, but I honestly believe this only added to the impact of the storytelling early on. Look at how metal this is. Kyoji Asano was responsible for the look and feel of the character design, with the bold outlines emphasizing the manga designs further and leaving an overall softer and more approachable art style. The score, composed by Hiroyuki Sawano, is genuinely incredible and deserving of mass critical acclaim. The use of mixing the classical and orchestral style with electronic is strange at first, but works so well, complementing Attack on Titan's themes and turning points. The soundtrack is still probably one of my most listened to, with Eren Zayo, Eyewater, The Dogs and Boklotse being some of my favourites from these earlier seasons. And the voice acting, with some notable performances from Yuki Kaji as Eren. What else is there to say about the absolute GOAT and possibly my favourite VA in anything ever? He shows his rage in all aspects of Eren's character and for each arc Eren goes through. Heck, he even voiced the Attack Titan scream without any voice effects. How insane is this? Those "you damn traitors" and "nothing's changed" scenes give me goosebumps every single time. Just check this out. and Daisuke Ono as Erwin, a performance that tends to go under the radar as he's pretty much great in everything, shoutouts to Jotaro, and isn't playing one of the main characters, but that epic final rallying speech almost had me signing up as well.
全くもって無意味だ。どんなに夢や希望を持っていても、幸福な人生を送ることができたとしても、岩で体を砕かれても同じだ。人はいずれ死ぬ。ならば人生には意味がないのか。そもそも生まれてきたことに意味はなかったのか。死んだ仲間もそうなのか。あの兵士たちも無意味だったのか。いや違う。あの兵士たちに意味を与えるのは我々だ。あの勇敢な死者を、哀れな死者を思うことができるのは聖者である我々だ。我々はここで死に、次の聖者に意味を託す。それこそ唯一この残酷な世界に抗う術なのだ。兵士を怒れ、兵士を叫べ、兵士を戦え。
Now from here on, things would change, but in hindsight, the change of studios actually favoured the shift in tone for the story. Yes, I know, the naming convention for Season 4 sucks major. Here's to Season 4, Part 3, Part 4, the final chapters, Part 2, Special 3, dropping soon. I only wish Mappa were able to follow through and release the specials in cinema. How insanely hype would that have been? The direction by Jun Shishido and Yuichiro Hayashi is exceptional. They added a sense of maturity to the show which matches the more serious themes the story explores, and they managed to do a great job helping to communicate the complex narrative whilst bringing all the storylines together by the end. Kota Yamamoto took over the reins for the soundtrack, working alongside Hiroyuki Sawano, and gave a different, more doomier musical take, with the soundtrack giving the series a more grandiose feel due to favouring the consistent use of orchestral instrumentation. Yamamoto definitely left his mark, especially when considering how tough an act it was to follow the work from prior seasons. Notable mentions to Traitor, Ashes on the Fire, Footsteps of Doom, and the Warrior Demons of Paradis. And a special mention to Sim for the opening and ending themes on The Rumbling and Under the Tree. It's easy to see their passion bleed into these works and that they really understood the themes and what it all means to the fans. These are by far my favourites from the entire show. Both songs were so big that they got into the top 10 for the US Hot Hard Rock songs on the Billboard charts, helping Sim achieve global success. The Rumbling even went as high as number 3. Talk about The Rumbling making an impact. The CGI work by the Madbox team often goes under the radar, where they gave a solid showing, giving scenes a very cinematic and fluid feel, and especially adding to the intensity of the Titan battles. Even with the limited time they had due to the rush for the release of the episodes, their work was great and only got better as the season went on. I have to mention action animator Arifumi Imai for his work on the ODM scenes. Weirdly enough, these always seem to involve Levi. Something tells me he has a favourite. Imai absolutely killed everything he touched, giving the scenes so much depth, movement and perspective. He often spent months storyboarding and key animating sequences by himself, doing things that could not be done in live action with an actual camera. Just look at this. And I know this is from season 3, but he's just so unbelievably good.
動きを完全に読んでたってことか。ケニー、よりによってなぜ奴が憲兵に。
The voice acting is amazing again, especially by Hiroshi Tsuchida as Grisha and Marina Inoue as Armin. Tsuchida delivered extremely strongly in what is arguably the best episode of the series.
なぜ全てを見せてくれないんだ。壁が壊されることを、壊される日を、彼らの安否を。本当にこれしか道はなかったのか。そこにいるんだろう、ジーク。この先お前の望みは叶わない。叶うのはエレンの望みだ。何を言っている。エレンの先の記憶を見た。しかしまさかあんな恐ろしいことになるとは。ジーク、お前なのか。大きくなったな。すまない、私はひどい父親だった。お前にずっと辛い思いをさせる。ジーク、お前を愛してる。もっと一緒に遊んでやればよかった。
The manic cries of desperation really makes you feel how much at a loss Grisha is and how broken, unhinged and regretful he has become. And Inoue, in my opinion, stole the show in the finale for every scene Armin was in. She gave such a strong and vulnerable performance that it was hard not to relate to those feelings of self-hatred and not shed tears, even on a rewatch.
Why? どうして僕の体なのに動かないんだ。頼むから動いてくれ。みんなが死んでしまう。ライナー、ピーク、ジャン、コニー、ミカサ、アニ、みんなが死んじゃうんだよ。起きろよクス、クス野郎、役立たせ。僕は僕が嫌いだ。ずっとお前は僕を裏切り続けてきた。もらった命も期待も責任も何一つ何も返せなかったじゃないか。なのになんで死んでんだよ。動けよ。
Her performance was something else entirely and one for the ages. Finally, a tribute to Hajime Isayama, the main man behind the whole story, the one responsible for all of this. Isayama has been storyboarding, drawing, directing, dialoguing and paneling the manga all by himself and on a consistent and ridiculous timescale over an 11-year publication run. Most mangakas start with a few smaller, less successful stories before they find their feet in the profession and find major success in serialization, but not this amazing son of a gun. He hit the ground running with his debut prototype one-shot story at 19 years of age and created one of the greatest stories in fiction from this period. You know what I was doing at 19? That's right, waiting for Attack on Titan Season 2 to come out. In a recent interview with New York Times, Isayama was asked if Eren really was free when he said he had no choice but to follow the future that he foresaw. This is how he answered. So the truth is, the situation with Eren actually overlaps in a certain sense with my own story with this manga. When I first started this series, I was worried that it would probably be cancelled. It was a work that no one knew about, but I had already started the story with the ending in mind, and the story ended up being read and watched by an incredible number of people. And it led to me being given a huge power that I didn't quite feel comfortable with. It would have been nice if I could have changed the ending. Writing manga is supposed to be freeing, but if I was completely free, then I should have been able to change the ending. I could have changed it and said I wanted to go in a different direction, but the fact is that I was tied down to what I'd originally envisioned when I was young. And so manga became a very restrictive art form for me, similar to how the massive powers that Eren acquired ended up restricting him. Isn't it such an awesome and unique thing then that Isayama saw an aspect of himself and drew parallels from his writing experience with that of his own character's journey, all due to him having the entire story planned out from the very start. I'm not even going to go into some of the negative discourse around the ending because it's so rare that we even get a conclusion to the big time anime manga. Maybe I'll save that discussion for another video. But I'm so glad Isayama got to end his story in the way he wanted and how he envisioned from the start. After all, endings are always needed. So thank you Hajime Isayama, thank you for giving us Attack on Titan.